Okay, so I've come outside because I'm going to be spraying some items, and I always like to do that in a well-ventilated area. The items that I will be spray painting, I removed the plastic from them, so they are the 2 cutting boards and the wall art decor piece, and I will be spraying these 3 in the Rust-Oleum flat black primer. And I also removed the plastic from the 2 picture frames. As well, I removed the glass and then the little metal tabs that hold everything together. I removed them as well, and I will be spraying these in the Rust-Oleum metallic paint and primer in dark steel. Giving 1 coat of the black matte primer from Rust-Oleum, and that seemed to cover the items really well. Now once that had dried, I went ahead and gave 1 coat of the Rust-Oleum paint and primer matte clear fully to one side of the cutting boards and the wall decor box, and then when I flipped the cutting boards over, I simply just sprayed around the edge, since I will be painting the inside of the cutting board on the one side with the Dollar Tree chalkboard paint. Now with the picture frames, I did give 2 coats of the Rust-Oleum metallic paint and primer in dark steel, and that seemed to cover the picture frames really nicely. So once these have completely dried, I will take them inside and we will begin putting our piece together. Okay everyone, so everything has now completely dried and I've brought everything inside, and the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to apply my chalkboard paint to the one side of the cutting board. I've already done one. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish this one, and then we will move on to the next step. So now I am going to place the glass back into the picture frame. Now, as I said before I started spray painting the frames, I did take out the little metal picks that stick into the wood that hold the backing and the glass in the frame. I took them out, and I also removed the backing of the picture because all I'm going to do is have the glass with the frame, and that's it. So what I did was I applied some E6000 glue to the inside of the frame, and now I'm just going to go ahead and apply some hot glue so that the glass will adhere right away, and then the E6000 glue will eventually bond the glass and the frame together. So I'm just going to take my glass, insert that in place, and I'm just going to let that dry. And it should dry fairly quickly because of the hot glue, so that I can go ahead and complete the project for this DIY. Okay, so now we are going to assemble everything together. I've already placed the one frame to the side of the wall art box, and all I did was I applied to the box E6000 glue and then hot glue, and then I lined my frame up with the box, and as you can see, it lines up perfectly. This is the perfect size. So then I just held that in place enough for the hot glue to dry. Once it dried, I then, since there is a good size lip on this frame, I just went ahead and I applied some more E6000 glue and hot glue to the inside just to give a really good bond from the frame to the box. Since there was a gap, I just wanted to fill that space up. Now I'm going to go ahead and apply some E6000 glue and hot glue here, and then I will place my second frame to the box. Now, as you can see, I did leave the hanger that's on the back of the wall art piece, but the cutting board will be going right here, and then the other one will be going back here. So I figured you're not going to see it anyway, and even if you did, it wouldn't bother me. I kind of like how it looks on here. It just gives it more of a farmhouse feel. So I'm going to go ahead and attach that frame, and then I will go ahead and attach the cutting boards. Now I'm just going to dress up the cutting board a little bit. I've given the inside of the cutting board 2 coats of the chalk paint, and that has dried. And so now by dressing up the cutting board, all I'm going to do is take a little bit of jute twine and wrap it around the neck of the cutting board, so the handle here, just in the center. So I went ahead and I glued on the one cutting board to the picture frames. Now I will show you actually doing it to the other side, but I just do it this way so that I can explain it to you, and then you can see how I do it. So what ended up happening was, when I attached the cutting board to the frames, I made a bit of a mistake, and it actually took some of the paint off, the glue did. So in order to correct it, I needed to add some jute twine to that seam where the cutting board meets the picture frame. And I'm actually glad that that happened, because I really like the jute twine. It adds a little bit more farmhouse, and then it ties the jute twine that I placed at the top of the cutting board around the handle. So all I do to make this is I take the Dollar Tree jute twine, I cut 3 even pieces, braid it, knot it at the top and the bottom, and then glue those knots so that they don't come undone. So I'm going to go ahead and make 3 more ropes, and then I will show you how I attach the cutting board to the 2 picture frames, and then I will add those jute twine ropes. Okay, so as you can see, I have added the jute twine rope to each side of the frame. And here I have it on the one side. So now I'm just going to finish off my last seam. And again, all I did was I took 3 pieces of jute twine and I braided it, made a knot at the top, a knot at the bottom, and then added some glue to both ends so that it doesn't come apart. And now I'm just going to glue this in place. Okay everyone, so here is my Farmhouse Decor multi-purpose piece, And so this is how I will be using this. I actually am using it for my culinary utensils, and I'm so happy with how this turned out. I just decided to stencil, or not stencil, I just wrote it in with some chalk quickly as a little joke to my kids. A lot of times when they come in, they'll say, "Is the kitchen open?" So now I have written open on the front and closed on the back. And I really love how this has turned out. So again, this is how I will be using it, but there are other ways that this can be used. And I have a few ideas of some other ways that I will probably use this here and there. But I will go ahead and post some pictures just to give you some ideas, but I'm sure that should you make this, you can come up with a few of your own. I really hope you enjoyed this DIY. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And as always, guys, take care, and I hope to catch you in my next video. Bye-bye.